Hi, guys, and welcome to the Kai's Corner podcast. I am your host, Ky Bologna, and I am so excited to be here today. Today's episode is actually inspired by a lot of things, but mostly a comment that I got on my main channel. If you guys don't know, I have a regular YouTube channel called Ky Bologna, which is just my name, and I do kind of all sorts of things over there. But somebody left a really interesting comment about like my attitude and the positivity that I just seem to give off. This has actually been something that I've kind of gotten my whole life. If you guys haven't noticed, I tend to be a little overly positive. I always say I'm like kind of an extremist in terms of positivity. Um, and, I just want to start out by saying I'm human. I can only speak from my personal experience, and I have bad moments too, and like I have bad days too, and like I also struggle with like anxiety and depression in my own ways. And for me, positivity is kind of like my safety net. I think I have a lot of instances in my life where like I can cry. I could be upset right now, but like it's not really going to do much. If I need to get that emotion out, I do think it's important too. But like sometimes it's like it's just not worth it. And for me, it's like, okay, I can just be positive and I can push through because it's like life is real short. And like I'm in this period of my life right now where like I feel like everyone's just dying. Like Bob Weir just died from the Grateful Dead. Like rest in peace, Bobby. And like this other artist I follow a lot, Sammy Ray and the Friends. Someone like she's really close who just died. It's just like life is short, and like I'm only 22, right? But like who knows how long I have left. And like I don't want to be on this earth, and I don't want to be here and like be sad. I don't want to be miserable. I like grew up in a house that like my parents didn't go anywhere and they didn't do anything, and it's like I refuse to be that person. I want to live a life that feels really fulfilling and that feels really enjoying, and that is like my top priority. That is like literally my biggest like priority, and it's like I will achieve those things. And like not only am I going to do it, I'm going to do it with a great attitude because like right, for me, I don't know how long I have. And like I just like I want to enjoy it. And it's like I could be sad, I could be miserable, but like the only person that's affecting is me. At the end of the day, that negativity mainly impacts me in my life. I am alone, you know? Like, yes, we live in a world where there's so many other people. And like, I'm so grateful I have so many awesome friends and I have like a really incredible community. But like, at this point in my life, I come home alone. I like go to bed alone. There's nobody there. So it's like, if I'm constantly being this miserable person, especially like myself and to like me on the inside, nobody else is affected by that. It's mainly just me. And at that point, it's just like slow, meticulous torture for myself. And like, honestly, maybe I'm wrong. Like, because again, this is just my personal experience, but it's like, I don't want that. I don't want this like constant negativity. And like, for a really long time in my life, I was like really depressed. And like, I really struggled in a lot of ways with like how I thought and how I thought about like myself. And I just like absolutely like beat myself up. And like, I was just always so mean to myself. And like, that's not fair. That's not fair to me. And it's like, I've had a lot of negative instances in my life, especially in like my childhood, that like I do think about kind of a lot. But it's like, I will not be a victim to those things. I absolutely refuse to be a victim to those things. And it's like, yeah, they happened. I can't change the past and I will never be able to change the past. Like, what I can do is I can look at how I reflect on it in the future. Also, it's like, I'm not trying to sit here and say all those things that happen to you don't matter and like you should just be positive about it. I want everyone to know that I'm never just trying to like glaze over anyone else's feelings. Again, this is just like my experience and how like I kind of experience life. I've also like done a lot of work. I am in therapy right now. I think therapy is really important and is helpful for everyone. I haven't been in therapy for a pretty long time. I went for a little bit when I was like younger, and then like I had a therapist for like a minute, like post COVID. But like this therapist that I have currently, her name is Catherine. She's a Libra. I love her. And she's very healing. Like she makes me feel really heard and seen. And honestly, she like validates a lot of like my tendencies. And it's really nice to see that like what I'm doing is actually like a positive. Like I almost thought for a while that like maybe some of this over positivity is kind of negative, but like it it like feels positive, you know? And like it's just really nice to have that validation, cuz I think sometimes it's like, right, your friends and your family, they don't see those things. But like somebody who's literally listening to like your past and all of your trauma is like, "Oh, wow, like these are actually really helpful behaviors." And like when I was in like a really bad depressive episode, it was really hard, right? Because like it's when you're in it, it's like it's kind of like anything else, right? We get all this tunnel vision and like we can't see anything else. And it's really difficult and it's really hard, and it's like for me, like little things were really helpful. Like I would wake up every morning and I would listen to Perfect Day by Hoku, Houku, and it's in Legally Blonde. And like I would wake up every day and I would put on that song. And like I'd wake up every day and like I would just be like, "Good morning, beautiful world." And it was like the first thing I would say every day. And it's like I would wake up and I would just be like, "I'm so excited to start the day." And like positive mantras really helped me for a really long time. And like I don't think being overly positive is a bad thing. If anything, it's like caused so many more like people in my life that I find so enjoyable. Like I love people, and like I'm just so grateful to live in a community where I can just like go outside and just start talking to everyone. Like I love that. Like I be going to a store and I'll be talking to people for like 30 minutes and they're like, "Oh my god, get away." And I'm like, "Yep, yep, 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 yep." But I'm like, I just like I'm just very like I just love it. And like I want to be positive. I love being a positive person. It takes so much less energy, in my personal opinion, to just like be positive than it does. Like, I feel like negativity is so hard. I feel like it's so hard to be negative. Also, it's like if I wanted to be an evil person, if I wanted to be negative, I totally could. I have those capabilities. I like could be a manipulative person, like I could do all those things, but it's like I don't want to. I don't want to be like my parents. I don't want to be like all these people in the world that are so negative and so focused on themselves that they can't like think about anybody else. Like the world isn't just about me. It's about everybody that's in the world. And like I want to make such a positive impact. It's also like there are so many children, and it's like they are going to go into this world, and like I want them to like have a really great experience in this world. And it's like there are so many things I can't control, right? I can do my best with like waste and like recycling, but like I can't control climate change. I cannot control like our political world at this moment. I can't control our economy. What I can do is I can act as my single grain of rice, and I can make the effort in the ways that I see necessary to my ability. But I can't just like wave my magic wand and change those things. And that's hard, right? It's hard, but like it's the world we live in. Also, it's like every generation has had like something. Like World War II was not that long ago, and it's like we are in a world that is kind of scary and like it's really uncontrollable. And like there are so many things that I don't have the answers to. But for me, being positive has like helped me get through things. And I want you guys to know too that like I am still human. I do still get upset. I do still get frustrated and it's like but at the end of the day, those are just bad moments. I don't like right? There are no bad days. There are just bad moments. And even like a day or two of upsetness in the grand scheme of things is just a moment. And it's okay. It's okay to have bad moments. I just think it's really important to like realize the person that you want to be. If you're somebody that wants to be negative and you want to be alone, awesome, great, then I'm sure you're doing fine. But like, I don't want to be that person. And like, for me, like, being positive is really important. And like, there's so much I still want to work on with myself. Sometimes I'm still not the nicest critic to myself. And like, sometimes I'm really mean to myself. And it's like, I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that person anymore. And I'm working on it. Slowly but surely, I'm going to build the staircase for change. And like, just remember that change doesn't happen overnight. It is something that like slowly but surely happens. And like, I'm just so grateful to like be here in this moment with you guys and to have this platform. And it's like, I remember like one of the first times like my channel went really big is like when Brad Mondo reacted to it. And like, I'm just so grateful for those things. And it's like, I feel like in that moment too, it's like, I was so positive. Like, right, for those of you who've seen the video, awesome. Like, for in those moments, right, I messed up my hair and it took years to fix. But it's like, I made a choice and I made a decision. And like, I made the bed, so I'm gonna lie in it. Also, it's like, I could have been upset, but like, what's that gonna do? Like, we all make choices. And like, it's important to just like own up to them. And like, I'm not scared of being wrong. I'm like not. Is it my favorite thing in the world? No, of course not. But like, I am human. Not everything I do is perfect. Not everything I do is right. And like, I make mistakes and like, I do shit that's wrong all the time. And it's just like things we work on because now I can recognize, oh, I did this thing and that's not the best way I could have reacted in that moment. This is the change I want to have next time. And I think also, like, I used to be a big exploder. Like, I would hold everything in, and then I got really upset, and I just yell at people. And it's like, I don't want to be that person. Like, I literally don't. And it's like, I think it's really important to realize that you have impact on every other person around you. I think our actions have impact on everyone. And then when we have those actions, I think it's important to say, hey, I am really sorry. This is how I acted, and it wasn't like my intent to hurt your feelings. You know, and it's like, I think I also struggle in my own way because I think sometimes I'm more logical than emotional. And that's something that I'd like to work on. And that like includes my goal this year being more vulnerable. Like I want to be more vulnerable. And I'm really proud of myself because like I think my boundary setting this year already has like really exceeded like where I am already. And like that's so exciting for me because it's like I am so good and like I am kind and like I try so hard because like I want to be a good person. That's really important to me. And it's like, what does that mean? I don't know. To be good and kind to everyone. I actually have like so I was just at the club and I was in Albany, which is one of my favorite places. And I saw this girl there that I haven't seen in forever. And we literally met at a music festival in Philadelphia. And she was just like, I will never forget you because you were so kind to me. And like, I just want you to know if you're watching this that like, I love you so much. And like, I want to be that person. I want to be kind. I want to be friends with people. And like, I think the world is such a small place. And, like, it's important that we just, like, be kind people to each other. I love you all so much. This is your reminder to stay positive for the day. And I will see you all next time. Bye, guys.